is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us. Wisconsin's surge in cases doesn't just have the state worried about doctors and nurses being overwhelmed.
The people who work to prevent you from ending up sick or spreading the virus to others are in trouble too.
We talk about the strain on our frontline healthcare workers and our healthcare system, that we also don't forget about the strain on our public health infrastructure, and that includes our contact tracers.
That strain is forcing a nearby county to ask for help from the very people it serves.
Jamie Perez found out what Jefferson County needs.
Got to the point where with an average of 25 cases a day.
Those numbers haven't slowed lately for Jefferson County Health Director Gail Scott. She's logged about 100 coronavirus outbreaks in her communities since March.
An increase of 79% over the last 2 weeks of positive cases. It just got to the point where the cases were coming in way too fast.
That increase led Scott to ask for help from the people she's working to protect. The health department is asking them to do contact tracing themselves.
The reason was not that we didn't want to do it or we were trying to make other people do our job, but the reason was we needed help, and we just wanted to be honest that we needed that help.
Scott has about 15 people on staff doing contact tracing full time, about 12 hours a day. She's hoping to hire more to help with the situation that Wisconsin's health secretary is seeing all around the state.
It is why, when we built out this system and worked to reach our goal of 1,000 contact tracers, which we have now exceeded, we at the state reserved or worked with the locals to decide that we would provide surge capacity for local jurisdictions.
The DHS has 100 new contact tracers starting Monday. Meanwhile, Scott is looking at about 350 active cases and more than 1,400 total. She hopes that her new hires, paired with average people's help, will make for a more manageable workload.
We are back on the right track to hoping that within the next few days we can be back where we are able to get to people quicker.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
Scott also said it takes about a month to get contact tracers hired and trained. She wasn't able to tell us yet if people are actually helping with contact tracing because her request was so recent.
Wisconsin's seeing a lot of new cases and also a lot of testing. Here's what it looked like above the Alliant Energy Center in Madison this afternoon. That is the line to get a COVID test. The wait longer than 2 hours this afternoon. Starting this week, there's no testing on Sundays or Mondays as Public Health Madison and Dane County takes over testing operations from the National Guard. Governor Evers directed the state's health director to issue an emergency order limiting indoor public gatherings to just 25% capacity. That includes stores, restaurants, and other businesses. The order goes into effect at 8 a.m. Thursday. It'll remain in effect until November 6th. The governor says we're in a crisis right now and need to immediately change our behaviors to save lives.
Across Wisconsin, there are more than 1,700 new COVID-19 cases today. More than 24,000 cases are still active. DHS officials say there have been 108 hospitalizations in the past day, and 14 more people have died. 2 City of Beloit employees have tested positive for COVID-19, including one firefighter. Officials say that person was wearing PPE during his last shift and did not have any public exposures. But to be cautious, other firefighters who worked in close proximity have been quarantined. Meanwhile, the Beloit School District will continue with virtual learning through second quarter, which runs until late January. Interim Superintendent Dr. Dan Kaiser says in order for in-person learning to resume, Rock County's 14-day average COVID-19 positivity rate needs to be less than 5% and decreasing.
The Packers have put an indefinite hold on any plans to have fans in attendance at Lambeau Field this season due to high COVID-19 rates. Officials say fans won't be admitted until there's a notable improvement in hospitalizations. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur is asking northern Wisconsin residents to wear masks and socially distance. To weather now, warmer temperatures continue. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, the mild weather will continue for the rest of the week, and we'll see plenty of sunshine as evidenced by the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. There's a beautiful sunset getting set to take place in the western sky. You can see very little in the way of cloud cover across the state today. Temperatures right now in the upper 60s from Madison on toward the north and east, still at or above 70 degrees to our south and west. And by tomorrow morning, we'll still be mild with a low temperature of around 53 with mostly clear skies overnight. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and mild again with a high temperature temperature of 69. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes more mild weather into early next week.
Gary, thank you. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is planning on multi-million-dollar cuts to the city budget next year as the city tries to make up for losses due to coronavirus. In addition to $3.3 million from agency budgets, she's also asking the police department to cut $1 million from its budget. The mayor also proposing some restructuring for public safety in the city. To read more about her proposed changes, head to our website, channel3000.com. Governor Tony Evers announced $100 million to support tourism, entertainment, and cultural venues impacted by the pandemic. Half of that money will go to restaurants, taverns, hair and nail salons, and barbershops. $20 million will go to Wisconsin's lodging industry. $15 million will go to live music and performance venues. $10 million will go to privately owned movie theaters, and nonprofit cultural venues will also receive $10 million.
Developing tonight, President Trump has ordered negotiations on a new stimulus package to stop until after Election Day. He wrote in a series of tweets this afternoon that he'll pass a major stimulus bill after he's reelected. The decision to cancel talks is a major blow to Americans who are struggling. With the initial $2.2 trillion stimulus largely spent and gone, economists have warned more support is imperative in the months ahead. The state Supreme Court says Wisconsin lawmakers can defend state laws that are challenged in court. The ruling sends Republicans' lawsuit over absentee ballots back to the Court of Appeals. The 7th Circuit Court will rule on if ballots can be counted 6 days after Election Day as long as they're postmarked by November 3rd. Republicans want to see the cutoff put back to the standard rule, 8 p.m. on Election Day. That decision will not impact the more than 540,000 absentee ballots already returned in Wisconsin. Dane County leads the way with about 100,000 of its own.
Naomi Coles joins us. Naomi, which parts of the county are we seeing those ballots returned?
Voters in communities that surround Madison have been more motivated to get those ballots in compared to the Milwaukee suburbs. For example, Waukesha, Washington, and Ozaukee counties, home to the most Republican parts of the state, have only returned between 15 and 21% of their total turnout 4 years ago. But for Madison's neighborhoods like Middleton, Verona, Sun Prairie, and Fitchburg, they're already between 30 to 35% of total turnout from 2016. Thousands more are waiting to be returned. In Madison, about half the people who requested a ballot haven't sent it back yet. The city clerk hopes people won't wait to vote or register.
What I'm concerned about is mostly that there may be people waiting until Election Day to register and to vote, which is fine. But if you get quarantined or isolated at the last minute,
your deadline to register online to vote is October 14th. You can register at your clerk's office by the 30th or at the polls in person on Election Day.
Well, important reminders. Naomi, thank you. Miller Park and Fiserv Forum will not be used now as in-person absentee voting sites anymore. Officials of the City of Milwaukee Elections Commission made that announcement this morning, citing a recent court ruling that could open the door to legal challenges. It's unclear what ruling the commission is referencing. City election officials said their state counterparts told them early voting sites need to be designated by June 12th, and the Fiserv and Miller Park plans weren't implemented until September 1st. The commission's executive director says they don't want to do anything that could risk a voter's ballot not being counted.
New at 6, Madison police are recommending you lock your car doors and roll up your windows while you're pumping gas. A 20-year-old DeForest woman says she was at a Quick Trip on Mineral Point Road about a week and a half ago when someone snuck up to her vehicle and stole her wallet out of her car's cup holder. Surveillance video shows the suspect was one of several men wearing masks in a vehicle stolen out of Sun Prairie. Police say this is the 4th theft like this that's happened at a gas station.
Coming up next at 6, Habitat for Humanity looks for community support, why they're seeing an increased need for volunteers, and how you can help. That story just ahead. Stay with us.
I want a reservation for 2 pair of glasses and an eye exam.
Oh, you can just walk in.
I see, my reputation precedes me.
Actually, we do this for everyone.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Boop, gone.
Unbeatable prices without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
Replacing your windows with Renewal by Andersen is easy. We're here when you need us, and we'll work with you the way you want. We can inspect your windows from the exterior of your home. And when it's time to install your new windows, we complete most jobs in as little as 1 day, minimizing the amount of time in your home. Our teams take health and safety seriously. It's the kind of experience you've come to expect from the Renewal by Anderson name and the promise you deserve with our signature service.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know it needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Joe Biden will make health care affordable. His plan gives a tax credit to help working families pay insurance premiums, lowers prescription costs by 60%, and protects coverage for pre-existing conditions, no matter what. He'll pay for it by getting rid of Donald Trump's tax cuts for the super rich, because Joe knows our economy's strength doesn't come from the top. It comes from working families, and that's who he's fighting for every day.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Stanton Optical is always here for you with our safe telehealth technology. You can just walk in for an eye exam whenever you need one. And your eye exam is free when you buy 2 pair of glasses for as low as $59.95. Find your nearest store at StantonOptical.com or call 1-800-STANTON.
Habitat for Humanity for Dane County is looking for volunteers. The organization held drive-in, build-on, breakfast and lunch events at the Duck Pond today. One reason Habitat is in need of assistance is because many grandparents who normally volunteer are unavailable because they're helping out with virtual learning. Habitat has committed to helping 13 families get into homes this year. If you are interested in volunteering, go to habitatdane.org/volunteer. And we have topped 4,000 donations to our Coats for Kids campaign. Thank you to everyone who is helping others stay warm this winter. If you still want to donate, this Saturday is the final collection day at Clinky Cleaners. If you're in need of a winter coat this season, the distribution event is Friday, October 23rd through Saturday, October 31st. The Community Action Coalition is taking numerous COVID-19 precautions during this event.
UW Health has been working to donate child care equipment to local organizations. The equipment comes from the Temporary Child Care Center. It's supported with Unity Health, Meritor, and Epic Systems. So far, 35 beds and 50 mattresses have gone to the YWCA. Strollers, high chairs, and child safety products have gone to Today Not Tomorrow Family Resource Center. Children's tables and chairs have gone to One City Schools. In the last several weeks, UW Health also donated 282 gallons of hand sanitizer to community organizations.
And it's meant a lot. Some of these organizations didn't have access to hand sanitizer beforehand and wouldn't otherwise. Others were just really strapped and were trying to stretch their resources, and so this really meant a lot to them.
Now, those hand sanitizer donations are worth about $8,500. Recipients include the Ho Chunk Nation, Latino Health Council, Porchlight, Foundation for Black Women's Wellness, and the Mung Institute.
County residents who don't have health insurance, why public health officials are making this push to increase flu shot access. And mild temperatures and clear skies for the rest of the week. Gary has your first warn forecast next.
Everyone loves a good snack, and we've got plenty to choose from at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. From classic candies and gummy go-tos to craveable chocolates and savory trail mixes, we're your snacking headquarters. Your choice of Farm and Fleet chocolate favorites or trail mixes, just $3.49. Get Farm and Fleet licorice or gummies, your choice, just $1.99. Cattleman's Cut beef jerky is only $9.99. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
A little ding means more savings now at the Brothers Main Scratch and Dent Floor Model Sale. You'll get more amazing deals for your kitchen, laundry, and living room with 0% financing for up to 18 months. Want more? How about expert salespeople every day or our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee? You get a lot more at the Moore store. More selection, more savings, and more ways to make your home and wallet happy with the Scratch and Dent Floor Model Sale. Now at the Brothers Main, your local store for more since 1938.
Don't miss these great deals at Govan Cars Grand Opening Sale. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras, and Kia Fortes for only $99.95 or $159 per month.
That's right. Buy a 2017 Nissan Sentra, Hyundai Elantra, or Kia Fortes for only $99.95 or $159 per month. So just hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Govan.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Govan.
You gotta go to Govan.
GobenCars.com.
When Joe Biden wants an update on the virus, he calls on the nation's top health experts. Working together for all Americans is what Joe does. When writing his healthcare plan, Joe Biden worked with both doctors and patients to make healthcare affordable by lowering premiums, reducing drug costs, and protecting people with pre-existing conditions. Joe listened to both small business owners and workers to create his economic plan that cuts taxes for middle-class families, creates 18 million new jobs in his first term, and raises wages by as much as $15,000 a year. Joe Biden's plans will help working families immediately by making the super rich finally pay their fair share. For Joe, it's never been about ego. It's always been about the work he can do for working families. It's what he's always done. Joe Biden brings everyone to the table and gets it done.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. The Wisconsin Department of Corrections officials report that Oshkosh Correctional is dealing with a COVID-19 outbreak. More than 300 active cases. That facility has a large number of elderly inmates, too. It's the state's most populous prison with nearly 2,000 prisoners. The surge comes after Kettle Moraine Correctional Institution reported 437 active cases among inmates, the largest outbreak at a Wisconsin prison so far. Doctors are making a big push for everyone to get a flu shot, saying this year is more important than ever.
Public Health believes not having health insurance shouldn't stop you from protecting yourself. Our Amanda Quintana has the details about a new drive-through flu clinic at the Alliant Energy Center.
This clinic just opened up today. It's to prevent what experts call a twindemic, a bad flu season on top of a surge of COVID-19 cases. Doctors say having the flu makes you more susceptible to other illnesses like COVID, and having a lot of flu cases and COVID cases could overwhelm our local hospitals. So this clinic is free, and it's specifically for people who do not have insurance.
We're especially concerned for those who are already disproportionately affected by COVID-19. Our goal is for everyone in Dane County to get a flu shot and to get it early before the flu starts to circulate in our community.
It's also for children on Badger Care or Medicaid, and the plan is to keep this clinic free and open until November 21st or until vaccines run out. At the same time, the COVID testing is also continuing here at the Alliant Energy Center. We've seen a pretty long line here today. We're told that they're working on setting up a different line for the flu clinic, but for now you can just tell the traffic directors at the front that you're here for a flu shot. It'll be open Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon to 8 p.m. and then Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, it'll be open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it is closed on Sundays and Mondays. Now, just to be clear, if you do have insurance, you can go to a local pharmacy or you can go to your health care provider. But this clinic, that's for free, is for those who do not have insurance.
Experts say right now is the perfect time to get your flu shot so it lasts throughout the season. Levi Zoo's male polar bear, Nunique, is moving to the Kansas City Zoo later this month. The zoo working with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums on a polar bear species survival plan. This plan recommended Nunique to be transferred to the Kansas City Zoo, where he'll be with Berlin, a 31-year-old female polar bear. Nunique turns 4 in November. He first arrived at the Henry Valley Zoo back in 2018. Now, when he leaves, he will be replaced by Borealis, or Bo for short, who's coming from the Toledo Zoo. All right, let's go to Gary now. He's got a closer look at our first warn forecast.
Well, temperatures started out milder this morning. That was a big help. Here in Madison, we dropped to 49. The previous night, we were down at 33 degrees, so that's a big improvement. There still were pockets of 30s up in the northern portion of the state, but generally, our temperatures are going to run milder this week. In fact, 3 things you need to know. Sunny skies will continue through the weekend, and expect dry weather through next Monday of next week. Next chance of showers and thunderstorms probably will be on Tuesday as a cold front starts to move through, but mild weather will continue at least through Tuesday ahead of the front. Even on Tuesday, I'm looking for high temperatures around 70, be around 70 for tomorrow. Our coolest day will probably be Thursday, and even then we'll be in the upper 60s. Very powerful Hurricane Delta, a Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 145 miles per hour and gusts to 175 miles per hour, heading toward the Yucatan Peninsula, and the potential it could strike as a perhaps Category 5 hurricane. The forecast at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning has it right on the edge of the borderline 4-5 category with maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour with gusts to almost 200 miles per hour. It'll weaken a little bit as it moves over the peninsula, but moves back out over the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico where the waters are unusually warm, probably strengthening to a Category 4 storm, then maybe weakening just a little bit as it heads toward the U.S. coast. But again, by Friday morning, it's still going to be a very powerful storm, Category 3, maybe borderline Category 4 hurricane, depending on how fast it moves and how quickly it weakens, and then makes impact somewhere in Louisiana most likely, and then heads up into Mississippi and eventually Tennessee, bringing heavy rains to much of the southeastern part of the country. But as Delta continues in the Caribbean heading toward the Gulf of Mexico, notice the upper level steering currents heading it toward the Gulf of Mexico and then eventually northward toward the United States. So there's a pretty high chance that this storm is going to have a significant impact on the Louisiana Gulf Coast sometime late this week. The rest of the country very quiet, including the Midwest. A few showers in the northern part of the Midwest along a weak cold front, which is moving more east rather than southward, so it's not going to really have much of an effect on our temperatures. Southern part of the state seeing bright sunshine and southerly winds. Temperatures right now upper 60s in Madison, but still 70s and even some low 80s out to the west of us. And compared to 24 hours ago, those temperatures again running about 10 to almost 15 degrees warmer than they were at this time yesterday. Future track shows most of those clouds and showers staying to the north of us. Look for plenty of sunshine for tomorrow. A wind shift to the northwest will probably keep temperatures in the upper 60s. Then we'll look for quiet conditions for Thursday with high temperatures in the upper 60s. And then on Friday, those winds start becoming a little more southerly and temperatures will bounce right back up into the middle 70s. Our forecast for tomorrow calls for a bright sunshine for the day. High temperature at 69 degrees, so still very mild for this time of year. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, upper 60s for Thursday, mid 70s for Friday, 70s through the weekend, and then some shower and thunderstorm chances Tuesday, leading to cooler weather toward the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, Robert Tonyan had himself a night last night, while his performance wasn't a shock to Aaron Rodgers. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
Stock up on batteries and light bulbs from Menards. Everyone needs a battery that they can rely on. And Energizer Max batteries provide long-lasting, consistent energy. 24 packs of double and AAA batteries are $9.99 after 11% rebate. Light up your garage with help from Fight Electric. This ultra-bright 3,500 lumen garage light bulb has adjustable panels to direct the light where needed. It's just $14.99 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At Papa Murphy's, we make fresh pizza that you bake at home. Because home is where the fun is. For a limited time only, get the Combo Magnifico Pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Our seniors that are being hit the hardest, they're frightened. And I want them to know that their health and safety will be my responsibility if I'm your president. And I'll have from day one, ready to go, the best medical experts and scientists to advise on our response. And I will not abandon you. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Services, buy one air conditioner and get one gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
A record number of absentee ballots. Questions about the Postal Service. the voting process, and the integrity of the election.
I think you should feel safe sending your ballot in right now.
News 3 Now This Morning is answering your voting questions. Wednesday.
The Packers moved to 4-0 last night thanks in large part to the fact that the Falcons simply couldn't cover Robert Tonyan, or as Aaron Rodgers liked to call him, Big Bob. And Big Bob played big, catching 6 passes for 98 yards and 3 touchdowns. On paper, it was a breakout game, but for Tonyan, a performance like that is all he thinks about.
Constantly, I'm thinking about making plays like all day, like whether I'm at home on my couch, just sitting, like I'm just thinking about making plays, like just playing the games over and over in my head. And I think that the game has slowed down for me and it's coming to me a lot easier.
He's down a guy, and it's just a matter of time before a game like this happens. But you're talking about respect and trust, being able to count on a guy. We saw that last year with Bobby.
Last season as a sophomore, Jack Sanborn led the Badgers in tackles and tied for the team lead in interceptions. That success was partly because all eyes were on the 2 guys to his left and right, Chris Orr and Zach Bond. Those 2 are now gone to the NFL, and to get Sanborn to take that next step as a junior, Wisconsin D coordinator Jim Leonard is just asking his inside linebacker to do a little bit more this year.
He was so consistent for us last year, and we had some really good playmakers around him. He could kind of get away with just do my job, right? Make sure everyone's good. And now with that experience, we're just asking him to do a little bit more, right? Just do a little bit more. Be that playmaker for us at times. Understand the opportunities, right? Understand when you can free yourself up. Understand when you can just go make a play rather than be right.
The first round of the NHL draft is already underway, and Dylan Holloway could be selected at any moment. The Wisconsin forward is a projected first-round pick, and there's been talk that he'd go 14th to the Oilers, or 17th to the Blackhawks, or 19th to the Flames. But the Alberta native hasn't been spending any of his free time looking at any of those mock drafts.
I think the projections are just a lot of noise, so I try to just stay away from that. I don't want to get too bogged down in that, or kind of get it in my head or whatever. So yeah, I just try my best just not to look at that. And then as far as I'd love to go to any team. It's just been a dream to play in the NHL, so any team would be just unreal.
And speaking of hockey, the Big Ten will drop the puck on their season November 13th. The Badgers will play a 24-conference slate plus a 4-game series with Arizona State. And the schedule could look a little different. Tony Granato hinted at the possibility of afternoon games and midweek games. That schedule will come out in the next couple weeks. But
just glad to see him playing.
Midweek games?
We'll take it, right? We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's go to Gary. Temperature's pretty nice out there right now, Gary.
Yeah, still around 70 in Madison, just shy of that, but still some 70s out to our west. Tomorrow, look for a high of 69 degrees after an overnight low of 53 and plenty of sunshine. And as we head into the rest of the week and the weekend, temperatures in the 70s, some thunderstorm chances about Tuesday of next week, followed by cooler weather for the second half of the week.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.